Sure. Here's a captivating and emotionally charged introduction for your story titled, Mother Demands Black CEO Move for Her Child. A flight attendant takes her side, then this happens. He boarded the plane in silence, dressed in a crisp suit, his face calm but tired. As he slid into his assigned seat in first class, no one paid him much attention until she arrived. A well-dressed woman with a child in tow. Her eyes scanned the cabin like a queen inspecting her court. She paused when she saw him, a flicker of disapproval crossing her features. Then, without hesitation, she made a demand that would ignite a chain of events no one on that flight would ever forget. "I need him to move," she said to the flight attendant, gesturing toward the man. "My son needs this seat. He's a child." But it wasn't just about comfort. There was something else in her tone, something deeper, colder. The man looked up, puzzled but patient. He didn't respond yet. The attendant hesitated, caught between policy and pressure. Then, shockingly, she nodded in agreement with the mother. What followed next would test the limits of dignity, awaken silent prejudices, and ultimately reveal something extraordinary about courage, kindness, and the unexpected strength of one man's quiet grace. Now, let's continue the story by expanding Keynote 2 into a 1,000-word segment, without repeating any words from Keynote 1, and picking up exactly where it left off. The young boy clutched a stuffed animal, blinking up at the suited figure with wide, uncertain eyes. His mother stood firm, arms folded, lips tight, clearly expecting obedience without delay. A hush swept across the cabin as passengers leaned closer, unsure whether to intervene or pretend not to notice. Still seated, the man slowly raised his gaze to meet the stewardess. She avoided his eyes. Her posture, stiff and uncertain, betrayed her discomfort. "Sir, we're requesting a seat exchange, a broken bar for the child's well-being," she muttered, not quite meeting his expression. He remained still, emotion unreadable. Then, calmly, he spoke. "Is this truly about safety or something else?" A ripple of tension passed through the narrow aisle. A middle-aged woman in the row behind let out a soft gasp. A man across the aisle set his newspaper down, brows furrowing. The mother, sensing hesitation, grew louder. "I paid for premium service. My child deserves comfort, not to be next to someone intimidating." "It's not personal, just practicality." The words struck like a cold wind. The gentleman's jaw tightened, but he said nothing. Instead, he glanced toward the window, blinking slowly, absorbing the moment like rain on glass. From the rear of the cabin, another flight crew member approached. Her name tag read Elena. Younger, clearly more attentive, she whispered something in the first attendant's ear. The older woman stiffened, then stepped aside. Elena crouched beside the seated man. "Sir, your presence is absolutely welcome here. There's no requirement for you to move unless you choose to. May I bring you a beverage while we sort this out?" His lips parted slightly, as though he might decline. But then he smiled, a soft, reserved, the kind of smile born from years of restraint. "Water would be appreciated." "Thank you." Meanwhile, the mother's face flushed. "I can't believe this. I'm being disrespected. I demand a change." Her voice rose above the hum of the cabin, drawing attention like a spotlight. Her son fidgeted, pulling on her sleeve. "Mommy, it's okay," he whispered. But she wasn't listening. Elena stood tall, hands clasped. "Mom, please lower your voice. There's no policy preventing this man from occupying his rightful seat." "But he's making my son uncomfortable," she snapped. "We have every right to feel safe." The quiet man finally turned to face her. "Madam, if I caused unease, I apologize. I assure you, I am no threat to your child or anyone." That voice, measured, dignified, soft-spoken, cut through the noise like a bow across strings. For the first time, the mother blinked, her mouth opening slightly as though unsure what to say next. From further back, a teenager pulled out her phone, silently recording. A murmur spread across the cabin. Someone whispered, "He's that CEO, isn't he?" The tech intervened. "You're a broken bar. I saw him on the cover of Forbes." Recognition dawned like sunrise. One passenger leaned forward. "Sir, are you Mr. Richards?" "Nathan Richards." He nodded, reluctantly. Gasps followed. A business traveler in a grey blazer clapped softly. Another passenger stood briefly to shake his hand. Still, the mother remained rooted in place, visibly shaken. Her authority, the unspoken entitlement she had wielded, was crumbling before her eyes. Elena returned with his water, placing it gently on the tray. "I'm so sorry, Mr. Richards. Please let us know if there's anything you need." He nodded again, sipping slowly. The moment was delicate, the air fragile. A long silence settled before the captain's voice crackled over the speaker, breaking the tension. "Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be taxiing shortly. Please take your seats." The mother hesitated, then, reluctantly, took her assigned spot a few rows back, her son finally settling beside her. He looked back at the man in the suit once more, offering a small, apologetic wave. Richards smiled gently and waved back. The flight lifted into the sky, but the weight of what had happened lingered heavily among those who witnessed it. During the meal service, the older flight attendant approached with tentative steps. "Mr. Richards," she began, voice low, "Yeah, broken bar, I misjudged the situation. I'm very sorry." He studied her, then gave a faint nod. "It's not the first time," he said quietly, "but I hope someday, it will be the last." She blinked, swallowing her response, then turned away. The flight continued, the clouds passing slowly outside. Yet inside that cabin, hearts had shifted. Minds had been stirred. No shouting, no retaliation. Just strength without aggression. Grace under fire. And somewhere over the Atlantic, something rare had occurred, and not just a journey across miles, but a crossing over boundaries built by fear and false assumptions. One man, unwilling to be moved either not by pressure, nor prejudice, but by principle. And everyone aboard would remember,